Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Kushbu, and I'm your PMRF TA for the course Classics in Total Synthesis Part 1. So, the course instructor for this course is Professor Krishna P. Kalyapan from IIT Bombay. So, today we will discuss about the assignment for week 4 and the topics sir discussed in last week, that is the week 5. So, let's start with the topics first. So, the first molecule that we have to discuss about is the longipholene. So I will discuss about the mechanisms and like name reactions that was included in that synthesis. So the first total synthesis was reported by Corey in 1964, and he devised his retrosynthetic approach in such a way that in most of the approaches this olefin they like plan to obtain it from the Wittig reaction from this ketone. Then, to get another handle for this molecule, they thought that they can get it from this another ketone, and the relationship between the two ketones is 1,5 diketone. And we know that for any molecule, if we want to introduce a diketone at having 1,5 relationship, then the like name that the Michael reaction can be used for introducing diketones at having 1,5 relationship. So that is their strategy, that they wanted to install that 1,5 diketone by through Michael addition on this unsaturated ketone. Then this seven-membered ring they are planning to obtain from the pinacol-pinacolone type ring expansion reaction from this diol, which further could be obtained from Wheeler-Mischer ketone. So they start their synthesis from this Wheeler-Mischer ketone. Now, in this case, you have two ketones. One is the unsaturated ketone and another is the isolated ketone. And because this unsaturated ketone is less electrophilic than the isolated one, so this is more electrophilic, so we can selectively protect the more electrophilic ketone in presence of the unsaturated one. For that purpose they treated that ketone with ethylene glycol in the presence of some catalytic amount of acid, so they got this ketone. Now, that other for converting that other ketone to the diol, they wanted to introduce a double bond there, or they wanted to convert that ketone to the olefin. For that, they used their Wittig reaction. So then, after getting this olefin, they treated that olefin with the osmium tetroxide. So the like less hindered one will give you this diol. Now, for ring expansion to take place, they wanted to convert, or they wanted to protonate at the tertiary alcohol and converting the secondary alcohol to a good living group. And that is possible. Like if we will treat it with any tosyl chloride or methyl chloride to convert it into the good living group, then only the secondary one will react and tertiary one will not react. So selectively, they convert the secondary alcohol by treatment with tosyl chloride and pyridine to tosylate, and then using lithium carbonate and lithium perchlorate and calcium carbonate, they generate the anion at the tertiary center, and this lone pair will push the electron density, and this ring expansion took place to give you this ketone. Now for the isomerization to the more stable unsaturated ketone, first they deprotect this ketal using two normal HCl to get the ketone back, and then they did isomerization using triethylamine. So whenever you have any isolated alkene and there are chances to convert it into the conjugated olefin, then you just need a base, and that transformation, that isomerization was very easy. So after getting this alpha beta unsaturated ketone, in they tried their key intramolecular Michael addition reaction. So for that, when they treated it with base, so anion will generate at this position, and it is doing 1,4 attack, then enolate will form and it get quenched to give you this 1,5 diketone, this one. Then, for introducing another methyl group at this position, they treated it with this sodium trityl in the presence of methyl iodide. So, this will form enolate, and that will quenched with methyl iodide to introduce this gem dimethyl group at this position. Then there are two ketones. One is sterically hindered because of the conformation of the molecule, and another is free. If you will see that this dimethyl group will cause some hindrance to this ketone also, but the other ketone, due to its conformational, like the structure's conformation, it is more hindered than the other one. So that's why we can easily protect the this ketone with 1,3 dithiolane as 1,3 dithiolane, and then we can reduce other ketone using LH to get the ketone, and then this 1,3 dithiolane can be reductively like desulfurized using sodium and hydrazine to get this CH2. Then that other alcohol, we wanted to introduce the olefin there. For that purpose, they did oxidation using chromium trioxide and acetic acid, and then using methyl lithium. Now here they tried Wittig reaction, but that didn't work. So on treatment with methyl lithium, they got this tertiary alcohol, which on treatment with SOCl2 converted into chloride, and then elimination gives you this olefin. So in this way, using this intramolecular Michael addition reaction to form the fused ring system, they completed the total synthesis in 15 linear steps with 2.8% overall yield. Any problem in any step? Okay, if not, then let's move forward. So now the second total synthesis of longifolene by Opolzers. So in this, in he used like ring expansion reaction, De Mayo reaction to form this fused ring system. That is 6 6 7 fused ring system. And for that, this ketone, this olefin at the late stage, he also planned in the similar manner as done by Corey from this ketone. Then this gem dimethyl group they will introduce at the during the reaction from this on this ketone, and then this fused ring system could be obtained by doing a ring expansion reaction, which further could be obtained by doing a 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction on this die, which could be obtained from this from this carboxylic acid, cyclic carboxylic acid. So they start their synthesis from this carboxylic acid. This on treatment with thionyl chloride, as there is only the functionality that is acid, which will react with thionyl chloride to convert into acid chloride. Then Stork enamine acylation. So Stork enamine acylation, we used to convert our ketone in with on treatment with any cyclic amine to form this enamine, which is more reactive, and this will react with your acid chloride or any electrophilic carbonyl carbon to give you the addition product. So in this case, this nitrogen will push the electron density, and from the beta position it will it will react with your acid chloride, and that chloride will leave. Then the iminium ion get hydrolyzed to give you this ketone. When on treatment, then on treatment with CBZ and pyridine, so this is the active methylene hydrogen. So the pyridine will abstract this proton, enolate will generate at this position, and that enolate they are quenching with CBZ Cl to form this enol ether. Now this enol ether can be write in this manner, and then under photochemical condition using mercury lamp, they did their 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction. So this 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction will give this cyclopropane ring. Now Mayo cycloaddition reaction is the 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction followed by opening of that cyclobutane ring when because of the presence of some group attached next to the cyclobutane ring. So in this case, this oxygen, and we know that what is the driving force for this reaction, because the four membered ring is very much strained. So there are chances that whatever the group is there that is present in this case, that is oxygen, so it is having lone pair of electrons, so it will help in the ring expansion reaction. So when then this alcohol oxygen, first they did the cleavage of this CBZ group using hydrogenation condition, so that benzyl group will cleave and CO2 will leave and you will get the alcohol. Then this fragmentation, group fragmentation will happen, and this alcohol will push the electron density and this bond will cleave to give you this diketone. Then for converting this ketone, they treated it with Wittig salt to get the olefin there, and to introduce the gem dimethyl group at that position, they did cyclopropanation using Simmons-Smith reaction, and then hydrogenation, like using Adams catalyst, they cleaved that cyclopropane ring to get the gem dimethyl group. Then using LD and methyl lithium, they introduced the methyl group at this position, and methyl lithium will do 1,2 addition on this ketone to give you the tertiary alcohol, which they converted into olefin by treatment with thionyl chloride to convert that to the chloride, and pyridine will abstract this proton and that leaving group will leave. So you will get this alkene. So using De Mayo reaction and further Grob fragmentation, they completed the total synthesis of longifolate in 11 linear steps with 23% overall yield. Then Johnson's also synthesized longifolene, and he wanted to use this cyclization reaction of this ene precursor, where this first he will convert that alcohol, tertiary alcohol, into a good living group by treating it with any Lewis acid, and then that after protonation, this will leave, so it will form a tertiary carbocation which will attacked by the olefin to introduce a cation here that got attacked by the alkyne, and then positive charge will come at this sp2 center where this nucleophile can attack. So you will get this product as the major product. Now there is one more chance. During this synthesis, he got one serendipitous result also. Like after the formation of this carbocation, this alkene is going to attack at this position to form the uh, positive charge. So here this bond is forming and positive charge is coming at this position. Then after that, your any nucleophile will attack at this position to form the core structure of longifolate. So this he wanted to use in this synthesis. So he also planned in the similar manner that olefin could be obtained from the ketone at the late stage. Then this he could get by that cyclization strategy from this precursor. That is the unsaturated ketone, which he will reduce to the alcohol and then further cyclization. And the initial, like, their key starting material is this cyclopentanone, which he will convert to the corresponding unsaturated ketone by doing an aldol reaction with acetone. So he started with cyclopentanone, and on treatment with acetone aldol reaction, he introduces or he convert that molecule into alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Now, on treatment with this lithiated copper species Gilman reagent, it will undergo 1,4 addition, and whatever the enolate is generating, that they are quenching using acetyl chloride. So they got this enol acetate. After that, for hydrolyzing that, they are treating it with methyl lithium. So here, this will, when it will revert back, so it will react with your bromine to get this alpha brominated compound. Then this they eliminated using this base, to get the alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Then, as they wanted to convert that alcohol to a good living group, for that purpose, they treated it with LAH to reduce this ketone to get the corresponding alcohol. Then, on treatment with trifluoroacetic acid, your alcohol will get protonated and this will leave here. Then, this migration will take place, and another migration will give you this carbocation, which got quenched by water to form this alcohol. Then, as they don't want alcohol at that position, for that they reduce that using zinc bromide and this sodium cyanoborohydride. So this will coordinate with the zinc, and whatever the positive charge will be there, on that hydride will attack to give you the CH at that position. Then, using PTSA, they isomerize this double bond to get the olefin. Now, the last thing they have wanted to do is to introduce this double bond at methyl at that position. For that, they again oxidize that. They did cleavage of that olefin to get the ketone by dihydroxylation, followed by cleavage of the diol using sodium pyridate. So diol will form, that will cleave, you will get the corresponding ketone. Then after that, they introduces the methyl group there by treating it with the base and methyl lithium, and finally again treatment with methyl lithium followed by treatment with thionyl chloride and pyridine, you will get the corresponding olefin. So in this manner, they completed the total synthesis in 11 linear steps with 26.6% overall yield. So this is all about longifolene, where we saw three strategies. In one case, Coreys use this Michael addition reaction for the as the key reaction. Then this Opolzer's group uses this 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction followed by Grove's fragmentation as their key reaction. And then Johnson's use this cyclization strategy, which is the result of their serendipitous observation to complete the total synthesis of longifolene. Any doubt? Okay. Then the next molecule that we have to discuss about is this carpenone. So in the total synthesis of carpenone, they wanted to use this intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, and there are three double bonds that are present in their key intermediate. So one is this six-membered ring, another is this six-membered ring with a double bond, and third one is this aromatic ring. Like one of the double bond can be obtained by doing the Diels-Alder reaction, and the second key reaction they will use is this oxidative phenolic coupling. So, if we will discuss about the intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, then if they wanted to introduce this double bond, then they have to use this ketene and this alene, which is not very much stable. So, this is an unstable precursor. So, this is not a good plan to use this kind of Diels-Alder reaction to get the say to form this six-membered ring. Then other option is, if they wanted to synthesize this double bond using intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, then they have to fix this orientation in this molecule, and then like if the orientation was correct, then this Diels-Alder reaction will work. So this can be a possibility. Then the third one is this aromatic ring can be obtained. The aromaticity of this ring is the key reaction for this intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction to take place. So that is the one driving force that is not available in other cases. So that is why this is a better option than the other two. So then that two rings they wanted to obtain by the oxidative phenol coupling from this symmetric molecule, which further could be obtained by doing oxidative phenol coupling from this phenol derivative. Now, intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction are of two types. One is type 1 intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, where your diene and dienophile are attached at the carbon 1. So, your dienophile is attached at the carbon 1 of the diene. So, if you will number it as 1, 2, 3, 4, So your dienophile is attached at carbon 1. So there are many examples in this case. For example, in this case, if you are forming the six membered ring, and in case of intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, like the normal exo-endo product, where we can say the endo product is major one in the intermolecular conditions. In a case of intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, most of the cases or most of the time, your conformation will decide whether the endo product will be major or the exo product will be major. So that endo exo product stability, like endo product stability, will not be the deciding factor in case of intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction particularly. So here also your this is the carbon 1 and this is the dienophile. So your dienophile is attached at carbon 1. So this is type 1 Diels-Alder reaction. And one more thing, in case of intramolecular type 1 intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, you will get the fused bicyclic system. This is the fused bicycle you got in this reaction. Similarly here. So in this case also, this is your diene, and here at this carbon your dienophile was attached. So then you just have to cyclize that accordingly to get the product. Then in case of type 2 intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, at carbon number 2 your dienophile was attached to the diene. So this is the carbon 2 of diene, and at that position your dienophile was attached. So in this case you will get the bridged bicyclic system. So in this case also this will react to give you this bridged bicyclic system. So here this bridge will form. Similarly, in this case, this bridge was formed. So intramolecular type 1 intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction type 1 will give you bridge that cyclic system, and in case of type 2 intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, you will get a bridged bicyclic system. Now this is the oxidative phenol coupling, where you have a phenol and you are treating it with nucleophile in the presence of iron salt and peroxide to get the addition nucleophile substituted product. Or we can say, if you have this naphthalene derivative on treatment with FeCl3, so after the loss of one electron and the loss of one proton, first this radical species will form, and that radical it will be in conjugation on whole ring, and it will combine with other radical of the same species to give you this dimerized product. Then on treatment with K3FeCN6, again that radical cyclization will happen to give you this cyclized or that ring closure product. So based on this is the radical process and radical mechanism, where your first, after the loss of electron and the loss of proton, you will get a radical species, and then that radical combined with another molecule of that species to give you the dimerized product by radical coupling. So for the preparation of starting material, they started with this phenol derivative, which on treatment with K2CO3 and allylic bromide. So K2CO3 will abstract the proton and it will react on this allyl bromide to give you this product. Then at 200 degrees Celsius, it will underwent Claisen rearrangement reaction. So if we will number, this is 1, 2 and 3, and this is 1, 2 and 3. So this will combine here, this will go here, and this bond will go here. Then after that, again tautomerization will give you this phenol ring. So this is their starting material. Then on treatment with the starting material on treatment with potassium tert in the presence of DMSO, they did isomerization of this double bond from the terminal to the internal one, and then for the coupling of these two fragments, they used this palladium catalyst to get the two fragments coupled with oxygen, and then phenolic coupling, so that radical will form, and that radical two radicals will combine with each other to form the bond at this position. So after getting this this bond, CC rotation is possible, and then this will take this conformation, which is perfect for the Diels-Alder reaction to take place, because aromaticity is the driving force in this case. So after heating it, you will get the Diels-Alder product, that is plus minus carpinol. So in this way, he completed the total synthesis of carpinol by using intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction in a very clever manner in 4 steps and 46% overall yield. So this is a logical thinking of how one can use this Diels-Alder reaction, and like what which Diels-Alder reaction will give you the desired product, and which is not like better to try only. Then carbon synthesis by Matsumoto group. So he did this reaction using oxygen catalyst and converted that to the desired product in using oxygen and this cobalt catalyst. So in this case also, this is also a radical process. So after the loss of electron and proton loss, this oxygen phenoxy radical will form, and then this phenoxy radical, on conjugation, you will form this radical. So two molecules of this same will combine with each other to form this species, cis and trans, and then they got only they got only the trans product in this case, to so that the system will be in the stable conformation, and the two methyl groups will be far away from each other. Then on 6 pi this 4 plus 2 pi intramolecular cycloaddition reaction, he got this molecule in single star. So using this oxygen and this cobalt catalyst, he first generated this radical, which on combination followed by intermolecular Diels-Alder reaction got give this desired natural product. Then next is total synthesis of mavinolin. So this is the molecule which has 8 chiral centers and a cross conjugated diene at this position, and a label beta hydroxy 6-membered lactone ring. So he planned to synthesize this molecule using McMurray reaction, McMurray coupling. So for that, he started with this ketone, and this on treatment with titanium trichloride. So this will combine with each other to give you this titanium oxide as the byproduct, KCl as the byproduct, and you will get this olefin. So dimerization of the two ketones will give you the olefin. So what is the mechanism? First, the potassium will give one electron to this ketone, and this radical anion will form. So then this radical anion will combine with another radical compound of the same kind to form a carbon-carbon bond. So this will react with this radical to form a carbon-carbon bond. Then this oxygen will coordinate with titanium. So either you will get the phenol, or after elimination of that diol, you will sorry either you will get the diol, or after the elimination of diol you will get this olefin. So McMurray reaction is the reaction where you are using two ketones to convert that into the olefin. So he planned his synthesis that this plus mavinolin could be obtained from this advanced precursor by deprotection of the secondary acetonide, followed by whatever the alcohol was, and deep TBDPS deprotection and oxidation, and then that alcohol will react with that aldehyde to form the lactone, and further oxidation will give this lactone. So here they wanted to do the three transformation: first TBDPS deprotection, secondary acetonide deprotection, and then alcohol and aldehyde will react with each other to give the lactone, followed by oxidation to the lactone. Then to form this another six-membered ring, they are planning to use this McMurray coupling. So this is their key reaction. Here first they have to do the ozonolysis, and then they can do the McMurray coupling to introduce this double bond or this cyclic ring. Now this side chain they are planning to introduce by doing the alkylation reaction from this ketone, and this alkylation, this side chain they will get from the corresponding lactone and alkylation with this iodide. Then this lactone further could be obtained by doing a iodolactonization reaction from this carboxylic acid, which further could be obtained by doing a asymmetric Diels-Alder reaction, intermolecular asymmetric Diels-Alder reaction with this chiral auxiliary. So they start their synthesis with the synthesis of A ring precursor. For that, they started with this proline intermediate, and then this on treatment with LDA, so it will abstract this acidic proton and react with allyl bromide to form to get this alkylated product. Then they did ozonolysis to cleave this bond, and then they got this aldehyde. Now this PPH3 was needed to quench this reaction. Or either you can use DMS or PPH3 in ozonolysis reaction to quench the byproduct whatever is forming or the excess ozone that is forming. So then that aldehyde they protected using ethylene glycol in the presence of paratolvin sulfonic acid and molecular sieves to get this acetal. Then that chiral auxiliary they cleaved using LAH. So this amide bond was cleaved to get the corresponding alcohol, which they further oxidized using Swan oxidation condition to get this corresponding aldehyde, which they converted into olefin using Wittig reaction. So then they got here olefin. Then acetal was deprotected using 10% aqueous HCl to get this corresponding aldehyde. Then for the synthesis of B precursor, they started again with this proline based chiral auxiliary, which on treatment with n-butyl lithium, it will take the proton from this nitrogen and it will react with this acid chloride to form the corresponding unsaturated amide. This will undergo asymmetric Diels-Alder reaction with butadiene in the presence of Lewis acid to give you this cyclohexene. Then for removal of the chiral auxiliary because it serves its purpose, they treated it with this lithium benzyl oxide. So they converted that to the benzyl ester, and then on treatment with this MEOLI, that is the methoxy substitute methoxide ion having the lithium as the counter ion, so this will react to give you the corresponding methyl ester. Then as this junction is trans and they want in the natural product to be it to be cis, for that they treated this with LDA and acetic acid and did the isomerization to get the cis substitution. Then ester was reduced using LAH to get the corresponding alcohol, and then on treatment with tosyl chloride and pyridine and DMAP, they convert that to the tosylate. Then further on treatment with sodium cyanide, another SN2 attack will give you the corresponding nitrile, which they hydrolyzed using aqueous NaOH and reflux to get this corresponding acid. So in this case also just this hydroxide will attack on this nitrile to form first amide, and then after the loss of NH2 negative you will get the corresponding acid. Then you have an olefin and you are treating it with sodium iodide in the presence of MCPBA, catalytic amount of MCPBA. So this iodination will happen. So first this iodonium ion will form, and then this carboxylate ion will attack at this iodonium ion to open this to give you this lactone having iodine at the alpha position. Then for the elimination of that iodide, they treated it with DBU to get the corresponding olefin. So this is their B ring precursor. Now, after getting the both precursors, after getting these two precursors, then they started preparation or synthesis of C ring precursor. For that, they started with this malic acid. Now, carboxylic acid on treatment with borane in the will get reduced to the corresponding alcohol, primary alcohol. So now here they have this 1,2 diol, which they protected using this acetal, sorry, ketal to get the corresponding protected product, and only one alcohol was free, so that they protected using tertbutyl diphenylsilyl chloride, triethylamine, and DMAP, catalytic amount of DMAP. That will make the living group into a better living group and make the reaction faster. Otherwise, these reactions would be slow. So that is how they got this TBDPS protection. Then again, they deprotect that acetonide group using 80% aqueous acetic acid under 50 at 50 degrees Celsius to get the corresponding diol. Then primary alcohol was methylated, and then on treatment with base, it will form the corresponding epoxide. So here this alkoxide ion will form, it will react on this carbon and this will leave. So you get this epoxide. This on treatment with vinyl lithium in the presence of copper catalyst, so it will undergo attack from the less hindered site. So from this less hindered site, it will attack to give you the corresponding alcohol. Then they are treating it with n-butyl lithium and CO2, so so that this oxygen will get indulged and it will not participate in the reaction with the olefin. So this oxygen will attack on the CO2 to give you the corresponding carbonate, and then on treatment with iodine, this alkene will form the iodinium ion, and will carbonate will react, and this primary iodide will you will get. Then that because carbonate was not very much stable during the reaction condition, and it is a very labile group, so that's why they converted that carbonate to the secondary acetonide by treatment with dry acetone and paratoluene sulfonic acid. After that, they protected the primary alcohol again using tributyl diphenylsilyl chloride. So this is their C ring fragment. So after getting the all coupling partners, first they couple B and C fragments. So this is the fragment B and this is the fragment C, the iodide. So they generated the anion at this position by treating it with LDA, and this anion or this enolate will react with the iodide undergoing substitution reaction to get the first alkylation product. Then they reduced this lactone to the corresponding aldehyde and the hydroxyl group, and again they oxidized this allylic alcohol with MnO2 in the presence of sodium acetate to get the corresponding alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Then for the deformylation reaction, this is the Susie Wilkinson's protocol for the deformylation using Wilkinson catalyst. So here decarbonylation will happen to give you the desired product. So here you will get the CH2. Now for attachment of the fragment A, they wanted to do the addition on this alcohol, sorry, on this aldehyde. For that purpose, they formed this enolate at this position, and that enolate they quenched using this aldehyde to get the corresponding secondary alcohol, which they protected using triethylsilyl chloride and isopropyl diisopropyl amine to get the corresponding silyl protection. Then for the formation of or for doing the McMurray coupling, they did ozonolysis of this terminal double bond and then subjected it for McMurray coupling condition. So both the ketoaldehyde will combine to give you the corresponding alkene. Then they protected the silyl protecting groups using fluoride source, tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. They got the corresponding primary and secondary alcohol. The primary alcohol again they protected using tributyl diphenylsilyl chloride, and then that secondary alcohol they attached their side fragment on treating it with this mixed anhydride. So they got this acetate, sorry, that ester. Again, they deprotect this silyl protecting group using TBAF to get the corresponding alcohol. Now, for the completion of the molecule, they wanted to generate the lactone at that position. For that, they did Swan oxidation first to get the corresponding aldehyde. and then they did deprotection, and in the same step this alcohol, whatever like, as it will form, it will react with its aldehyde to give the corresponding lactone. Then finally that lactol they oxidized using silver carbonate and silite to get the corresponding lactone. This is Fetizone's reagent. So they completed the total synthesis in 27 steps with 1.27% overall yield. So in this synthesis, I will discuss the mechanism for the two reaction. One is Suzy-Wilkinson decarbonylation reaction, and another one is this Fetizone's reagent. McMurray coupling we have already discussed. So this Suzy-Wilkinson decarbonylation reaction is the conversion of that aldehyde or any carbonyl species to the corresponding alkane using Wilkinson catalyst. So what is the mechanism for this reaction? So first this chloride will go and PPH3 will come. So like that, sorry, one of the PPH3 will leave to form this rhodium species, that is active one. Then this rhodium will undergo oxidative addition on the carbon hydrogen bond of the carbonyl compound. Then as we are doing carbonyl insertion, this is this carbonyl deinsertion. So this is migratory CO deinsertion, and you will get that CO will attached with rhodium, your R1 group will attach with rhodium, and your hydrogen will attach with rhodium. So after deinsertion of the carbon monoxide, then it will undergo reductive elimination of this RH bond, R1H bond, to get the corresponding alkane. And if this is this will undergo beta hydride elimination, then you will get the corresponding alkene as the minor product. So this is Suzy-Wilkinson decarbonylation reaction, where you are converting your aldehyde or any carbonyl compound to the corresponding alkane by treating it with Wilkinson catalyst. So mechanism is simple. First is oxidative addition, then migratory CO deinsertion, and followed by reductive elimination. Then second is this Fetizone's oxidation, where you are converting your alcohol to the corresponding aldehyde or ketone. So this Fetizone's reagent will contain this Ag2O3. So this is kind of a electron transfer process, single electron oxidation by the silver cations. So after the single electron transfer, first this protonated species will form, and after the loss of proton, you will get the corresponding ketone. Then here this CO2 will release, water will release, and your silver from like +1 oxidation state, it is going to 0 oxidation state. So that is acting as oxidant. Then next, the synthesis of gibberellic acid, first by Kore and then by Yamadasu. So this Kore's total synthesis of gibberellic acid, he started his synthesis from this fragment A, which he prepared in several number of steps. So this alcohol, primary alcohol, on treatment with this acid chloride in the presence of n-butyl lithium. So n-butyl lithium will take the proton, then it will react with your acid chloride to give you the corresponding ester. Then in this case also they wanted to do the intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction type 1, because this is the diene and your dienophile is attached at the carbon 1. So then under heating condition, they did this 4+2 cycloaddition reaction, Diels-Alder reaction with this. Now they introduced this chloride group or chloride handle so that they can perform the elimination in the further stage to get the other double bond that is needed for their molecule. So for that purpose, they did this Diels-Alder reaction and they got this cyclohexene. Then their next target is to introduce the methyl group at this position and undergo elimination of this chloride group or HCl. For that purpose, they treated it with this base, this hindered base. So it will generate the anion at this position. So enolate will generate, and that they quenched using methyl lithium. So they got this methyl. They introduced this methyl group, and this bulky base is also abstracting this proton, and this will that chloride ion will leave to form the other double bond. So they introduce the methyl group as well as they introduce the double bond at that position. Then they that mem group, that is methoxy methyl group, they deprotected using zinc bromide in presence of DCM to get the corresponding alcohol. Then using phosgene they converted that alcohol to the corresponding ester, which now this is a racemic synthesis. So this racemic compound, they have to do the resolution at any stage. So at this stage, on treatment with this chiral amine, they did this separation of the two isomers. As the separation was done, then they have to remove this. For that purpose they treated it with triethylamine and this silyl or hydride salts. So they got this alcohol at this position. And after getting that alcohol, then they wanted to introduce the dicarboxylic acid there. For that they treated it with KOH and this ruthenium acid. So KOH will hydrolyze this lactone to the corresponding acid and alcohol. That alcohol they oxidized using this perruthenate species in the presence of NaOH to get the corresponding acid. So that is how they got the two diacid. Then, as this methyl group is there, so this is sterically more hindered. So they selectively converted that other group to the tosylate followed by esterification with methanol to get the corresponding ester. Then, using MCPBA, so this carboxylic acid oxygen will coordinate with the MCPBA, and this olefin near to that carboxylic acid, it will get epoxidized. So they got that epoxidation product. After epoxidation, this carboxylic acid will open this epoxide to form the corresponding hydroxyl group that they wanted to introduce using this process. So this they got, and this five-membered lactone was formed. After getting this five-membered lactone, they hydrolyzed that again using NaOH to form this diol and getting back their carboxylic acid. Now for doing the idoelectronization reaction, they treated this olefin with iodine in the presence of sodium bicarbonate. So first iodonium ion will form, and that carboxylic acid will react at that iodonium ion to form this alpha idolactone. Then they wanted to do the elimination. For that purpose, they treated this diol using trifluoroacetic anhydride and pyridine. So this trifluoroacetic acid on treat and trifluoroacetic anhydride and pyridine will do the protection of these two diol, and you will get the corresponding ester. This is trifluoroacetic anhydride. So this alcohol will attack on the carbonyl carbon and this group will leave. So then on treatment with zinc, so zinc will coordinate with iodine. This bond will migrate here and this group will go here. So this is a single electron process. So then after the elimination, they introduce this double bond at this position. Then using 10% sodium bicarbonate and water, they did deprotection or this hydrolysis of this ester and the methyl ester to get the corresponding alcohol and ester. Sorry, of that of this ester only. Then that methyl ester they removed using this thiol species and HMPA, and that is how they completed the total synthesis of gibberellic acid in 31 longest linear sequence and 0.5% overall. So this is the first total synthesis of gibberellic acid completed by Cole. The next is Yamada's total synthesis of gibberellic acid. So here he used Novengel condensation and then Friedel-Crafts cyclization reaction to complete the molecule. So he started with this keto ester, and this keto ester on treatment with this active methylene compound in presence of ethanol will give you this Novengel condensation product. Now, among ketone and ester, which one is more reactive?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Among ketone and ester, which one is more reactive? Like this
Uh,
ketone is more reactive or ester is more reactive? On the basis of electrophilicity, you have to tell. See, in case of ketone, on both sides you have only alkyl group. So through hyperconjugation only, this carbonyl, that electrophilic character can be satisfied, or it can be localized. But in case of ester, you have another oxygen or another heteroatom which through conjugation decreases the electrophilicity of this carbonyl carbon, right? So your ketone is more electrophilic than corresponding ester. Clear?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whatever the active methylene species was there, that will react with ketone and not with ester. That's why you are getting the condensation product at the ketone and not the ester carbonyl group. And what is the mechanism of this reaction? Let us see that first. So any ketoester or diester will react, that active methylene species will react with your aldehyde or ketone in the presence of base to give you the condensation product. So the first step is, as you have this acidic proton and you are treating it with base, so base will abstract one of the proton from this active methylene species, and then it will generate the enolate. That enolate will react on the aldehyde that is electrophilic in nature to form first this addition product. So this will add on this aldehyde and you will get this alkoxide ion which will abstract the proton. So protonation of alkoxide will give you this alcohol. Then for the elimination, again deprotonation will take place from this position. Then this group will be leaving and you will get the corresponding olefin. Similarly, in this case, they are not using the ester; they are using cyanide, nitrile. That is also making the this protons electrophilic. So in this case, first anion will generate at this position. This will react with your ketone to form the alcohol first, and then again another anion generation will leave that alcohol to give the corresponding olefin. So this is Novengel condensation, where active methylene species will react with aldehyde to give you the condensation product. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then olefin is there, and you are treating it with this diene. So that will undergo Diels-Alder reaction, and in this case you will get the endo product as the major product because of the because this is intermolecular, and in intermolecular condition reaction, we know that endo product is the major product. Then you have this dicyanide group. On treatment with KOH, that cyanide was hydrolyzed to carboxylic acid. So what you will get after treatment with KOH, you will get this dicarboxylic acid. And this dicarboxylic acid undergo decarboxylation of one of the carboxylic acid group to give you the other carboxylic acid. So a single carboxylic acid. So that is how you got this two diacid at that position. Then after getting this diacid, they treated it or they protected it as the cyclic carbonate by treatment with acetic anhydride. So this alcohol oxygen will react with this carbonyl and other will react with the other carbonyl, and your group will leave. So then after that they wanted to do the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. For that purpose They treated it with AlCl3. So AlCl3 will cleave this bond. You will get carboxylic acid on one side, and your carbonium, that carboxyl ion will form. So this C triple bond O positive species will form. So this is the active species in the Friedel-Crafts reaction. So then this benzene ring will react with that carbonyl group to form this cyclized product. So this five-membered ring will form. Then you have olefin at this position. This on treatment with per acid, it will form epoxide because they wanted to do the lactonization. For that purpose, they formed this epoxide. This this carboxylate ion will open this epoxide to form the corresponding alcohol, which they protected using trimethylsilyl chloride in the presence of pyridine to get this protected product. Then they did they wanted to form the epoxide at this position. For that purpose, they treated it with under Korechevsky reaction condition, and they got formed this epoxide. Now, how this epoxide will form? So this is the Korechevsky reaction, where on treatment of aldehyde or ketone with sulfurylide, you will get the corresponding epoxide. So the mechanism goes in such a way that first deprotonation of sulfonium salt will give you the sulfurylide, dimethyl sulfonium methylide. This on reaction with aldehyde. So first this CH2 negative will attack on the aldehyde, it will form the O negative. So alkoxide internally, it will attack at this carbon in the SN2 fashion, and a good leaving group, that is dimethyl sulfide, will leave to form this epoxide. So this is Korechevsky reaction, where you are treating your aldehyde or ketone with sulfurylide to form the corresponding epoxide. So after getting this epoxide, they treated it with BF3 etherate. So what it will do? It will coordinate with this epoxide, and then this tertiary carbocation will form. Then after elimination or after deprotonation, you will get enol that will tautomerize to give the corresponding aldehyde. Then that aldehyde they reduced using sodium borohydride to get the corresponding alcohol, primary alcohol, which they protected using mom chloride and diisopropyl ethylamine to get the mom protection product. And this on treatment with TBEF, they protected this silyl protecting group to get the corresponding alcohol. Then again they protected that group using SEM chloride to get that SEM protection at that position. Then using hydrogen and palladium VSO4. So this they cleaved this carbon oxygen bond to get back the corresponding acid. So after cleaving this bond, they got this acid, and this trans junction was obtained. Then using LH, they reduced that acid to the corresponding alcohol, which again they protected using mom chloride to get the mom protected alcohol. And then using sodium and liquid ammonia, they did Birch reduction. So we know that in Birch reduction, if it is an electron donating group, then double bonds will come close to that electron donating group, and if it is electron withdrawing group, the double bonds will go away from that double bond. So here you got this diene. Then using acetic acid, they hydrolyzed that enol ether. So this is the enol ether in acetic acid condition. It got hydrolyzed to get the enol, which will tautomerize to give you this ketone. Then they wanted to isomerize this double bond to the conjugated one. For that, they treated it with base. K2CO3 is enough. So they got this isomerized product. After getting this isomerized product, they did this 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction with this allene. So with this allene, in the under photochemical condition, they did this 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction. So they got this cyclized product. Then this on ozonolysis, you will get the corresponding ketone at this position. And then on treatment with methanol, so as this is a four-membered ring, and this four-membered ring was strained, so due to the strain release, it can be easily opened up. So this on treatment with methanol, it will form the ester, and this bond will form the enolate, and it will get quenched. So you will get this ester. Then using potassium and liquid ammonia, they reduce this secondary alcohol, and then this will react with this ester, and this methoxide will leave. So you will get the lactose. So that first that ketone got reduced, this will react on ester to form the corresponding lactose. Sorry, this alcohol. Then on treatment with Swan oxidation condition, they oxidized the secondary alcohol to the corresponding ketone, and tertiary alcohol they protected using mom chloride. So they got this mom protection product. Then on treatment with Wittig salt, this ketone they converted into olefin, and then that silyl protecting group they removed using TBAF to get the secondary alcohol, which they treated with methyl chloride. So they wanted to introduce the double bond at that position. For that purpose, they converted it to a good living group, that is mesylate, and then using pyridine, they eliminate that to get the corresponding olefin. Sorry, using DBU, they eliminate that to get the corresponding olefin at this position. Then using HCl and methanol, they deprotected all the mom group. The primary one they oxidized using Swan oxidation condition to get the corresponding ketone, to get the corresponding aldehyde, and then using pinic oxidation, you will get the corresponding acid. Then this mom chloride, they again protected the tertiary alcohol and the corresponding acids. Hydrolysis of this this ester will give you the diacid. Again, they did treatment with iodine, did iodination, and then followed by that idolactonization. So here they did idolactonization to get this compound. Then on treatment with DBU, they did elimination of that iodide to get the corresponding olefin, and that acid again they protected using mom chloride to get this ester. Then LDA will abstract this proton, and then it will open up this lactone to get the corresponding acid. So they got this diene and then that acid. Then on treatment with MCPB, again that carboxylic acid assisted epoxidation will give you the corresponding epoxide that will open up to form the five-membered lactone, and that epoxide will open. So first epoxide will form at this position, and then this acid will attack at this position to open the epoxide. So you will get this corresponding alcohol. Then on treatment with water and pyridine, yeah, they deprotected this mom protection, like they hydrolyzed that ester to the corresponding acid, which on treatment with LDA and lithium liquid ammonia, again they cleaved this carbon oxygen bond to form the corresponding diacid. Then again iodination, that idolactonization they did to get the corresponding lactone. Then that mom deprotection was done using HCl methanol, and last that DBU they used to get the double bond at this position by elimination of the hydrogen iodide. So in this way they completed the total synthesis in 42 linear sequence, longest linear sequence with 0.3% overall E. So that is how they completed the total synthesis. Now let us discuss about the week 4 assignment. So this is question 1. Identify the major product A in the following transformation reaction. You have 2-methyl 1,3-dione and you are treating it with alpha beta unsaturated ketone, or to get in the presence of S-proline to get the desired product. So what will be the product? Think about it and answer.
Ma'am, option B.
Option
B.
D,
Second option.
second option.
B.
Okay, okay.
Second option.
Yeah. So what will happen? First, your that base will take the proton from the active methylene position. This will undergo 1,4 attack on this alpha beta unsaturated ketone to give you first addition product. Then it will undergo aldol reaction with this, between this another anion generation and this. So this is Michael addition followed by aldol condensation. So this is Robinson annulation. This reaction is known as Robinson annulation. Okay, so you will get the second product. Okay, so the next question is identify the intermediate formed in the following reaction sequence. You have a tetraene, and under photochemical condition you will get one intermediate, and that intermediate on heating condition will give you this diene product. So what will be the intermediate that will formed during this reaction?
Ma'am, third option.
Third option. So what is the step? First reaction is in the presence of under photochemical condition, which reaction is taking place?
Ma'am, disorder reaction.
Diels-Alder or 2 plus 2?
Ma'am, first step, 2 plus 2 reaction.
And then electrocyclization. Okay.
Electrocycle.
Yeah. So this is first is 2 plus 2 cyclo addition reaction. So it will form this four-membered ring, and then this will undergo 6 pi electrocyclization reaction under heating condition to form the diene. Okay. So this is the product. Then next is identify the starting material for the following transformation. You have alpha beta unsaturated ketone, and first of all, which reaction is this, and what is the starting material?
Ma'am, the reaction is another of cyclization.
Yeah, correct. This is Nazarov cyclization.
Yes, and the starting material is the fourth option. Mm,
Correct. Starting material is fourth option. So what will happen? First, oxygen will coordinate with your Lewis acid to form electrophilic species, and then in this case, this beta carbocation will form, and due to the beta, that is because of the presence of this silicon and beta isotope effect, this elimination is more favorable. So this silicon will undergo elimination to form the double bond at the final stage. So first So then after that, this elimination will give you the desired product. And this is beta isotope effect. Okay. Then next is, what is the major product formed in this reaction given below? Which is this reaction?
Well, this is a oxidation reaction,
Hmm.
and it is actually Waker oxidation reaction.
Yeah, correct. This is Walker oxidation. So what will be the major product?
The major product, third option.
Correct. So Walker oxidation used to give you the more substituted ketone.
Yes, ma'am.
At this position, that oxidation will happen to give you the corresponding ketone. You are MSc student.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. MSc done or pursued?
Ma'am, pursued.
Okay. Okay. Then next is, identify the major product formed in the following transformation. You have an olefin and a ketone, and on treatment with BF3 ethylate, what will happen?
Ma'am, here a cyclization reaction occurred,
Hmm.
and this is I don't know the name actually, but this is the
There is no particular name for this one. You just have to think about the like step by step mechanism. First, what will happen? This BF3 ethylate was there, so it will coordinate with,
uh, BF3 to is it is eventually a Lewis acid.
yeah, it is.
So uh, transanular cyclization occurred
Yeah. So
first.
it will coordinate with your carbonyl group to increase the
Yes,
electrophilicity at that position.
yes.
If this electrophilicity will increase, then that olefin will attack to form the five-membered ring, and then
Hmm.
the tertiary carbocation will form, which undergoes deprotonation to give you the corresponding product. So this is the major product. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next is, identify the major product formed in the following pyrolysis reaction. This is thermal metastasis metastasis reaction. So what will happen? This is the reverse of any reaction. Which reaction?
This is actually the
Sorry. If you have two pi
yes,
bonds and you are forming a cyclobutane ring, so this is
yes.
2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction, correct?
Hmm. Yes, this is a retro type cycloaddition
Yeah.
reaction.
So retro 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction. So in this case,
Yes.
this will come here and this will go here. So you can write it in the respective manner. So if you will open this structure, so this CH2 is up and both the ketones are down. So this is the both ketones, and the ring junctions are cis with respect to each other. So this is option second. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is retro 2 plus 2 and will occur under heating condition. Okay. The next is, identify the major product formed in the following reaction. You have the
This is the
purple.
option one,
uh, which reaction?
and this is Clayson rearrangement, Johnson Clayson rearrangement.
Correct. Johnson Clayton rearrangement.
Hmm. Actually, the Allylic alcohol will react with the triethyl
Orthoformic.
format group and forms an allyl vinyl ether intermediate, and that undergoes through KCl 3 sigma tropic.
Correct.
Hmm.
So first, this triethyl orthoformate will form this kind of species, and then it will undergo 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, 3. So after 3,3
Yes, ma'am.
sigmatropic rearrangement, you will get the corresponding olefin and the corresponding ester. So correct option is option A. Okay. Next is you have this alpha beta unsaturated ketone, and you are treating it with um, homoallyl grignard in the presence of cerium chloride and then hydrolysis. So what will happen?
This answer is ma'am, or this is also option A.
Correct. What
Um,
will happen in first step?
1 to addition.
1 to addition. So this ketone is there. So this will attack on this ketone and your alcohol will form first. Stereochemistry will not involve. Then on hydrolysis of this enol ether, this will come here, this will come, and this will get cleaved. So after protonation, this will cleave. So on hydrolysis of your enol ether, you will get the transposition product, and stereochemistry will retain. So correct option is option A. Okay. Identify the major product formed in the following reaction. Which reaction?
Ma'am, this is an intermolecular allyl alkyne type of reaction.
A name
Um,
reaction is there. This is Poisson-Khand reaction
Person conjugate.
for the formation of alpha beta unsaturated ketone, cyclopentanone particularly.
Mhm.
In presence of cobalt catalyst, generally cobalt catalyst people are using, in this case they are using molybdenum, that will also work the
Hmm.
same way. So this carbonyl, so this will attack here, then this will go here, and this will form bond at this position. So that is how you got this alpha beta unsaturated ketone. So the correct option is option second. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next is identify the major product formed in this reaction.
Hmm. This is second option.
Second option. Okay.
Hmm.
So what will happen? First, your carbonyl oxygen will react with silicon, as oxygen is that silicon is oxophilic. So
Yes.
the protonated species will form. Then the strain release of the four-membered ring is the driving force, and then this four-membered ring will cleave to form the ring expansion product. Then carbocation will form at this position. That was trapped by iodide to give you this product, and after the elimination of this TMS OTMS iodide, you will get the olefin, which undergo isomerization to get the corresponding alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Clear?
Second, ma'am.
Okay. So I will discuss two. I will ask you some more questions, general questions. If you just try to solve that. Just give me a minute. Okay. You know about Diel-Zelder reaction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me the reactivity of these corresponding dienes for the Diels-Alder reaction to take place. Among the four dienes, which will undergo Diels-Alder reaction and which will not react? You know the conditions for the diene?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So just think about it and tell me, like this is first, second, third, and fourth. So among the following, which diene will undergo Diels-Alder reaction and which will not undergo? I will give you one hint. For any diene to undergo Diels-Alder reaction, it should be in the S cis conformation and not in the S trans conformation. S means single bond. So this diene can rotate about the single bond. So this
Hmm.
rotation is like should be restricted. And in which option this like the trans conformation is there, that will not undergo Diels-Alder reaction, and whenever this S cis conformation was there, that will undergo Diels-Alder reaction. So based on looking at the structures, which options you will feel that this will undergo Diels-Alder reaction and this will not?
And the second option is not undergoes the disorder reaction
Correct.
because there is a trans um,
Relationship between the two. Then
yes.
another first one will go.
Yes, ma'am. First one will go through
First
the
one
disorder
will undergo
reaction.
Diels-Alder reaction. Then the third one.
Uh, Third one is ma'am. This is another
Sorry, any doubt is there?
the in the left side there will mention long chain.
No, this is third butyl group. Like if
Oh,
we
oh,
see
oh, okay, okay,
over
okay,
this
okay, okay, okay.
butadiene, then in
So
butadiene
ma'am,
some like single bond rotation will be there. So to block that rotation, we attached this to third butyl group so that it will remain in the SS conformation.
okay.
Okay. So
So it will also go through the disorder
yeah.
reaction. Yes.
And then fourth one, in this case also your double bonds are
In transposition.
transposition. So this will also not undergo Diels-Alder reaction. Correct?
No, the fourth one is undergo through the 2+2 circular disinjection, I think.
That will do. It can undergo from here also and from here also, depending on which
From yes, yes.
we are
Hmm.
treating it with. Okay. So if you have this diene and you are treating it with this dienophile. So under thermal condition, what will be the product you will get? Can you think about the stereochemistry? Just think about the relative stereochemistry of all the groups. So we know that
Yes,
cyclohexene
hmm.
will form, correct?
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Double bond in the
Right will
yes,
be there, and
in
here
the left side. Yes.
CO2 ET will be
Hmm.
there. So this CO2 ET group will remain cis or trans. These two groups are trans with respect to each other. So after product
Yes.
formation, will they be cis or trans?
Ma'am, rotation have
Rotation
any
about double bond is possible?
possible? So if the rotation is possible, then
No.
um,
About double bond, is rotation is possible according to you? If we will consider the double bond, then this is formed by
hmm,
the overlapping of the pi orbitals, right? If
hmm,
you wanted
hmm.
to rotate that, then you have to cleave that pi bond. So that means
Yes.
rotation about pi
No,
bond
not
is not
possible.
possible. So that means
Hmm.
these two groups will remain, and this is a concerted mechanism. So these two groups will remain trans in the product as well.
In the product also, yes.
Yeah. So we can put one of the group as above and other group as below.
Down group.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now we have to check the stereochemistry of these two methyl groups. Now these two methyl groups also will remain same because they are at the same position with same phase with respect to diene. Now if we will draw the conformation or the transition state for the Diels-Alder reaction, so endo product is the major product. So I have to keep one of the CO2 ET group downside this double bond, the formation newly bonded one, and I'm considering that this is diene. This Diels-Alder reaction you have to imagine in by keeping the diene in one plane. So let us suppose that this is the plane of your diene, and dienophile can come from downside or from the upside, and this is coming from downside, and I'm supposing that this thumb is one of the ester group. For endo Diels-Alder reaction or for endo transition state, this should go down inside the diene or downside this diene. So when this is coming from down, so these two hydrogens will go up or down. If anything is coming from down, then the two hydrogen it will push.
Oh, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, yeah,
The
sure, sure.
network.
Huh. See, you have this diene. I'm talking about this diene first. So in this
Yes.
diene, these two hydrogens are planar, and these two methyl groups, one is towards you and another is away from you. If you are seeing
Hmm.
from this side, right, or from this side, then this dienophile will either come from below the plane or it can come from above the plane. There are two choices. I'm considering the dienophile is coming from below the plane. So based on that, I will write the stereochemistry. And in endo product, your one of the group will go downside this to form the endo product as the major product because of secondary orbital interaction, right?
Yes, ma'am.
For that purpose, if I'm writing this ester group downside, so this another ester group will come outside. Now we are seeing from here. Now the two hydrogens, these two hydrogens, if the dienophile is coming from below, so these two hydrogen where it will push, upside or downside, according to your imagination.
On upside.
Upside, correct. So these two hydrogens will go up, so automatically methyl will go down,
Downside, yes.
right? So this is the stereochemistry for this methyl group. This is how we will predict the stereochemistry for the methyl groups. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry, this is up I wrote, right? Huh. Methyl we are writing down. Correct.
Methyl down, yes.
Yeah. ठीक है? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then if you have an aldehyde, based on the reactivity as we discussed, if you have an aldehyde and a ketone, and you are treating it with NaBH 4.25 equivalent. So what do you think, which functional group will reduce first? Between aldehyde and ketone, which one is more reactive? The
Ma'am,
problem
ketone,
with aldehyde is more reactive than ketone, right?
yes.
So if you are treating it with NaBH 4.25 equivalent, so
Hmm.
aldehyde will reduce first in the presence of
Yes.
ketone. So you will get this ketone, that alcohol, sorry, primary alcohol.
Yes.
I'm using 0.25 equivalent.
Hmm.
See, in case of sodium borohydride, you have four hydride groups, right?
Yes, ma'am.
For reducing your aldehyde, only one hydride attack is needed. So if I wanted to reduce selectively aldehyde in the presence of ketone, then I have to limit the hydride anions that will generate. So for that purpose, only one fourth quantity of that sodium borohydride is needed. That's why I'm using 0.25 equivalent. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is how you have to think about the equivalence also while doing the reaction. Okay. So that's all about today. In the next class, we will discuss more such kind of concepts so that you will also learn.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. You can leave now.
Okay, ma'am.